Susan Slusser does a tremendous job covering the Giants, and before that, she covered the Oakland Athletics for a very long time, does a great job for the San Francisco Chronicle. Joining me now, Susan, thank you for being with us. This is a very streaky team that you're covering right now. This is a club, of course, that got off to a decent start, kind of an up and down start, but they've lost 7 of 9, then they won 7 in a row. Now they've lost 6 in a row. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it's kind of the question we've been asking all year here. Like, what are the Giants? Is this a good team that underperforms, particularly against teams they should beat? Or is this a team more like last year's team, which wound up finishing right at 500? But it's hard to get a grasp on them. Some of it is injuries, but every team does have injuries. They're missing a lot of members of their lineup, important guys whose names you'll know. Brandon Crawford, obviously Tyro Estrada has been huge for them. Mitch Haniger has played very little. He's got a broken forearm. They've had as many as 5 players in the lineup with less than a year of service time at times. So it's been a little bit of a struggle, but still, they are not beating teams they should beat. And they look particularly poor right now offensively. Really, really poor.
Yeah, and 16 of their next 20 games, Susan, you know better than anybody, are against teams that have a winning record. The 4 exceptions are the Oakland A's in terms of those 4 games. How critical, I know it sounds obvious, but how critical are these next 20?
Well, it sounds funny to say games against the A's, who are, potentially historically bad, are really important. But, oh, my goodness, if these games kind of go south against Oakland in this week and coming weeks, that is a real problem, especially with the deadline coming up. Initially, the idea was that the Giants needed a top-flight starter and maybe a utility player. It's starting to look like their needs are much more than that. So, and are they even going to keep believing that they're buyers rather than sellers? I do believe they are. They're still in a wild card spot, barely tied for one, but this is pretty much the worst stretch they've had all year. Tough road trip coming out of the break, no doubt about it, especially adding that makeup game yesterday in Detroit. But still, this is not, being swept essentially on back-to-back days because of the makeup days by the Nationals and then the Tigers. That's not great.
Yeah, it's incredible to think there is a 3-way tie for that final wild card spot. Arizona, Miami, and then the San Francisco Giants. All 3 teams going in the wrong direction, although Miami has won a game. That's the streak, a 1-game win streak. The other 2 clubs have lost 5 in a row, and the Giants have lost 6 in a row. Deep down, are they still buyers, in your opinion?
I think they are. We saw this offseason that they really wanted to go for it, right? They were major players for Judge, didn't get him. Obviously, the Carlos Correa thing went sideways because of the pre-existing injury concerns. I think they still feel like they've got to swing big. Obviously, Ohtani's the big dog out there. I don't know if that's going to happen. Certainly, nobody knows if he's even really available. But I think they've got to go out and get at least one big name and probably a couple of pieces. And then this offseason, they have to be in the running for Ohtani. And that is another reason they have to finish strong. They need to show Ohtani this is a good team, a competitive team, one that he could come and, be a regular in the playoffs. That seems to be the thing that he most wants to know. So whether they get him or not, this is critical the rest of the year for the Giants in terms of Ohtani. And, obviously they'd like to be able to be in the playoffs this year and go deep.
Yeah, an immediate upgrade as far as the rotation is concerned, and obviously an immediate upgrade in that lineup as well. Alex Cobb going for the Giants tonight. TBD for tomorrow. Of course, TBD, we know him well, but it looks like that could be Alex Wood's spot back in the rotation. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, it probably is. The question's going to be, does he start the game or does he come in as sort of the bulk innings guy? He has been the one guy who has stated pretty firmly he believes he should be starting. He's more comfortable starting. There are good reasons for either, but he's been at his best this year when he's come in second. So I suspect we'll see more of that, maybe not necessarily tomorrow. The fact that they're listing TBD, though, you never know. Farhad Zaidi has said the Giants would very much like to get back to a traditional 5-man rotation, believe it or not, and get away from the opener thing, especially with John Brebbie on the IL. but it doesn't seem like it's happening anytime soon. And Wood has, 2 out of his last 3 times out of the bullpen, he's had 5 scoreless innings. So it's tough to argue with that.
Yeah, it's funny, too, because I know exactly what you're talking about, that Alex Wood is adamant that he is a starter. I remember that very well from his Dodger days. Patrick Bailey, we thought, of course, when Posey retired that it was going to be Joey Bart as the heir apparent. Obviously, they put a lot of stock into him, but Patrick Bailey has done a nice job behind the plate. What have you seen?
Oh, I could talk about Patrick Bailey all day, Alanna. It has just been so fun to watch a young player come up and make this kind of impact, especially behind the plate, but at times also at the plate. He's really such a great talent. The arm is phenomenal. He's being called Baby Buster here. That one's kind of obvious. I covered Pudge Rodriguez when Pudge was young, when I covered the Rangers. And he reminds me, and Buck Showalter, who managed Pudge, of Pudge. And then you hear the older scouts talk about Thurman Munson. So these are all great names to be lumped in with. Yeah, when you talk about the catching side. And he is absolutely calm. The pitchers love him. This is yet another of the many reasons why, if you could potentially try to magic away Ohtani at the deadline, and he has 2 months working with this kid, I think he's sold, because I cannot tell you, the raves we hear from the Giants pitchers about Patrick Bailey are off the charts, and he's a rookie. Sensational.
Yeah,
that's been fun.
What a rental that would be if you guys could get Shohei Ohtani over there and let Patrick Bailey catch him. He was hitting 300 on a little bit of a slump right now, but he's shown some great leadership and, of course, a great arm behind the plate. Before I let you go, Susan, I know that you spent a lot of time covering the Oakland Athletics. You have a special place in your heart for the A's. They're probably moving to Las Vegas, and I know the San Francisco Giants are inviting Oakland fans to come over. They have a shirt that they want to wear, kind of protesting the move to Vegas. What has been some of the things that you're hearing from the San Francisco Giant fan base about the impending move of the A's?
Well, I think there's a little bit of a split, but I think generally speaking, everyone in the Bay Area wants to see the A's stay. Nobody wants to lose yet another sports team, especially not to Vegas after losing the Raiders. The East Bay side, of course, having already lost also the Warriors. I think people feel for them. And the A's in their history and the rivalry with the Giants has been, by and large, so fun, and mostly something that people in the Bay Area celebrate. So, yeah, there are going to be a massive A's fans, and they're hoping Giants fans wearing black sell shirts so that Giants fans don't feel uncomfortable wearing, say, green and gold. They'll be black. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Special black shirt. Special black shirt saying, A's, please stay. As a Giant fan, we still want you to stay. Susan Slusser, the San Francisco Chronicle, we always appreciate your insight. Thanks so much.